It above the love through all creation. There is an endless supply of the power that brings us here. And when we harness that life, you know nothing can stop us now. Yeah, and anything can happen right here. Yeah, so open your heart and start believing. The only limit is your mind. You can have everything. Let's go beyond fantasy. Heavenly, 'cause we're living in the world of infinite possibilities. Knowing who we are, spirit of pure divinity, manifesting our dreams, stepping into the mystery. 'Cause we're living in the world of infinite possibilities. Come on, step into the limitless who you are. Follow the path that leads to freedom. You only need to let it be, 'cause everything's there within. You know expansion is a natural thing, 'cause we're living in the world of infinite possibilities. Knowing who we are, spirit of pure divinity, manifesting our dreams and stepping into the mystery. 'Cause we're living in the world of infinite possibilities. Don't you know we're living in the world of infinite possibilities? Knowing who we are, spirit of pure divinity, manifesting our dreams, stepping into the mystery. We're living in the world of infinite possibilities. Yeah, infinite possibilities.
Is living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. And now we'll have an opening song that was written by our dear Jim Wade, and it's from another one of our previous Sunday morning celebrations, performed for you by our music team.
Step back. I step back and let love lead the way.
Ah, thank you. Good music team. It'll be lovely when the time comes that they're all back on the stage again. So let's have a meditation to begin this morning's celebration. And I'll invite you to begin by breathing in the fresh, unlimited life of spirit. If you're comfortable closing your eyes through this time, you're welcome to, or you may leave them open if you're more comfortable. But breathe in that fresh, unlimited new life of spirit. And as you exhale, release any sense of limitation or restriction. Breathe in divine life. Breathe out any sense of anxiety, lack, limitation. Breathe in life. Breathe out that with which you are finished. Now let that breath become a pathway to your heart. And as you enter into your heart, begin to see with the eye of the heart, which is the eye of love, the eye of wisdom. And this sacred space, begin gently to review the various roles you may play in this life experience. Your place in the family, your gender identification, your work, your talents, your ethnicity, your nationality, your political affiliation, your spiritual path, the many ways that you show up in the world. Take a gentle view and think of all of the ways that you express yourself. Ways in which you often identify yourself. And now bless all of them as you go a little deeper and ask, who am I? Ask again, who am I? Wait quietly, listening with your heart, as you ask one more time, who am I? And begin to hear deep within your heart the response. I am that which thou art. Thou art that which I am. Pure spirit, one with the one. Open your heart to receive this truth. Know now your true identity. Bask in it. It is your authentic self. And it expresses in, through, and as all of the delightful roles you play in the world. Let's give thanks for this awareness. Give thanks for this deep wisdom. Rest in the knowledge of who you truly are. How great thou art. Now we'll have an opening by our practitioner, Joe Lurquin.
Good morning. My name is Joe Lurquin. I'm a practitioner with this wondrous center, this beautiful place to be, this place that I wish I was out there right now, but I can't be. So they're virtually coming to you to do the treatment for today. And I'd like to do a little reading for you today. I believe in myself because I believe in God. I accept life fully, completely, without reservation, holding to the conviction that good is the eternal reality, that God is the everlasting presence, that Christ within me is the eternal guide, that my life is complete today. That's a reading from This Thing Called You, page 154 by Ernest Holmes. I'll do this treatment in the first person and invite you to take it for yourself. This is what I know. I know that there is only one God, one source, one. That one is the beginning of everything. That one is everything. I know that I am part of the one, for this is who and what I am. I know that I am part of the one mind, one body that is God. I also know that everyone else and everything else is also part of this one. We are all inseparable. We are all one with the one. Knowing that, I know that there is no separation, no way that God can be turned away from me, for he is always there waiting, right here and right now. I know this is the truth, and I am very grateful for this knowing, grateful for everything that I have and everything that this has brought forth for me. I am grateful for everything there is, and I am grateful for this center and everything it brings to me and brings to each one of us. I release this now knowing it is complete, it is done. For there can be no separation, there can be no delay. Everything is in the perfection of the one. I release this in saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Joe. Now, this is the time that we often have a demonstration of good in someone's life, and I love hearing that from people. So anytime something wonderful has occurred in your world because of this teaching, because of the use of spiritual mind treatment, please let me know. We'd love to either record you or have you send me what beautiful experience you've had, and I'll share it on a Sunday morning. And don't have one today, but we surely have an affirmation, and I'm inviting you to read it with me now. I remember who and whose I am, relying completely upon the divine presence that lives in me and in which we all live. All right, kids, wherever you are, in your pajamas, still eating your cereal, gather round, because I'd like to have a couple of words with you, and just imagine that we are still together in this room. In the meantime, as I said earlier to everybody, we go beyond these walls. We are with each other here and now, in the heart and mind of God, and in each other's hearts as well. So I would like you to imagine with me for a moment that the ocean could talk to you. Wow. Well, here we are at the ocean. Maybe we're down the shore, and we scoop up a handful of ocean water. Let a lot of it just kind of run through our fingers, but keep one little drop in there. Now let's ask that little drop, what are you? It would say, I am ocean, because it knows what it's made out of. It's made out of ocean water. It wouldn't say, I'm a drop of water. It would say, I am ocean. Well, what are you? Well, you and I know that God lives within you and is always, always right there within your heart, because God is all there is. And you and I were made out of the very life of God itself. Wow. So you know that God lives within you and all around you, and that you were made out of God's life, just like that little drop of water was made out of the ocean. So you really can say, I am that. Because like each little drop of water that is ocean, you were made out of God. That's amazing and wonderful to think of, isn't it? You're not all of God, but you are part of, an expression of, as we say, an individualized expression of God. Can you say that with me? I am an individualized expression of God. I want you to remember that all day today, and maybe tomorrow too. I love you so much, miss you terribly, and I know you're thriving and doing beautifully. God bless. Now I'm going to talk to the big folks. Well, this month is all about walking each other home in 5 steps. So I'm also focusing on those 5 steps of spiritual mind treatment. And last week we were dealing with the very first one, which is the recognition that God is all there is. And today we're focusing on bringing that awareness into our own personal field of life, recognizing that each one of us is definitely an individualized manifestation of that one life. And as a result, we could connect with other people who even seem to be quite different than we, recognizing that we celebrate those differences as we honor our unity. I have a quote from Ernest Holmes, of all people. There is that within every individual which partakes of the nature of the universal wholeness, and so far as it operates is God. Right here, right now, where you are, where I am, where every sentient being in the universe is, that divine presence is who we are, expressing as we are. So our authentic humanity creates an opportunity and openness for our awesome divinity to begin showing up. It really is through our own human experiences, and we have a lot of them, don't we? Have you noticed we have a lot of human experiences? It seems as though they're revving up. And that's okay, because there's a power greater than we are within us, all around us. It's ours to use, and we are using it in all of these circumstances. We can become aware of the greatness of spirit that resides within us, that is available to us within all beings, and available to all beings as well. So it's time we started dropping all those labels which we thought defined us, those limitations that we then awaken to our true, authentic divinity. And we say, well, I'm only this or I'm only that. Oh, there's no only, except there's only one. And in that oneness, in that unity, in that divine power and presence, everything is possible. As Melissa sang for us earlier, infinite possibilities exist for us. Infinite is something that's too big for us to even get our minds around, but let's try. Let's expand. Let's continue to know that the more limitations and labels that we drop, the more we can feel that expanded consciousness. And that's what we're doing all our lives, isn't it? Is expanding our consciousness and becoming more aware of who we truly are. Now in Sanskrit, in the Hindu tradition, Tat Tvan Asi. Tat indicates ultimate reality, an intimate reality that has no boundaries whatsoever. Tvan initially indicates you and I, individuals defined by many boundaries, whether it's the boundary of physicality or the boundary of our thoughts and our personalities or the boundary of identity itself. And Asi indicates absolute equality. So, thou art that thou art, Tat Tvan Asi. Say it with me, Tat Tvan Asi. And you read that in your Chandogya Upanishad. Have you read your Upanishads this morning? You'll find that there, and it's a beautiful recognition that, yes, we have our individualized manifestations of the one life, and behind that, there is the one life. And we all share that, and we all personify it. And all the labels and all the identifiable expressions of our persona are beautiful and interesting and fascinating, as are everybody else's. But the beautiful reality is that we are manifestations of the one, not two, one. In science of mind, in our beautiful philosophy, we understand that since there is only one life, that is God's life, then each of us was created from that one life. It is our true identity, the truth of all, and we celebrate it in all. So we want to let the divine show up in our individual uniqueness. And we want to be able to celebrate that divine life within every other being that we encounter, every being we live with, work with, walk down the street and wave to, and those we will probably never meet because they're all over the world. These beautiful expressions of the living spirit are all over the world. Underneath our differences is our beautiful identity with the one. In 1980, Howard Thurman delivered a baccalaureate service address called The Sound of the Genuine in You. And I'd love to share that with you now. There is something in every one of you that waits, listens for the genuine in yourself. And if you cannot hear it, you will never find whatever it is for which you are searching. And if you do hear it, and then do not follow it, it was better that you had never been born. Those are strong words. I think he's asking us to listen. You are the only you that has ever lived. Your idiom is the only idiom of its kind in all the existences. And if you cannot hear the sound of the genuine in you, you will all of your life spend your days on the ends of strings that someone else pulls. There is in you something that waits and listens for the sound of the genuine in yourself. And sometimes there is so much traffic going on in your minds, so many different kinds of signals, so many vast impulses floating through your organism that go back thousands of generations long before you were even a thought in the mind of creation. And you are buffeted by these, and in the midst of all of this, you've got to find out what your name is. Who are you? How does the sound of the genuine come through to you? The sound of the genuine is flowing through you. Don't be deceived or thrown off by all the noises that are a part even of your dreams and your ambitions, that you don't hear the sound of the genuine in you. Because that is the only true guide that you will ever have. And if you don't have that, then you don't have a thing. You may be famous, you may be whatever the other ideals are, which are a part of this generation. But you know you don't have the foggiest notion of who you are, where you are going, what you want. Cultivate the discipline of listening to the sound of the genuine in yourself. Isn't that beautiful? Tatvan asi. Thou art that thou art. Well, the I am that I am brings infinite, limitless possibilities. Our limitations only occur because we continue to identify with something far less than that. We continue to identify with our humanity. And our humanity is wonderful. But it is through the humanity that we allow the opening for the spirit to express. So loving all of those abilities and talents and places in our world are beautiful for ourselves and for others. But we must come back to source. Come back to the living waters of spirit and bring those waters out into the world in which we live by understanding first and foremost who we are. Remember in the book of Genesis where Moses asks, or is it Exodus? It's in the Hebrew Bible. Moses sees this cloud and the burning bush. And he says, "Who are you?" And God replies, isn't it lovely how we can anthropomorphize God? But there's a lesson here. God replies, "I am." Wow! 6,000 or more years ago, we got the name of God. The name of God is I am. Now, do you ever take the name of God in vain? This is one way that people take the name of God in vain. I am only human. I am just a girl. I am so tired. I'm going to stop that because I don't want to get it into my subconscious mind. Every time I say I am, I'm speaking the name of God and I'm bringing a truth into my human experience. So when I say I am the expression of the living God, I'm speaking the truth. When I say I am opulent, I am healthy, I am wise, I am loving, I am compassionate, I'm speaking truth. And I want us to do more speaking truth and less speaking those lies. Because anything less than the truth just is not so. And it's not something we want to experience in our world. Let's not have any more boundaries. Let's stop limiting ourselves. And by extension, let's stop limiting other people in our minds. You see, we've all grown up with some very false ideas about many things. And it's time that we looked a little more deeply and educated ourselves a little more clearly about what is true. We learn what we are taught as children. And some of those things are wonderful, like making sure we brush our teeth a few times a day and floss. We learn some other things which are terrible. Like there's something wrong with those people over there, don't trust them. Like you can only do so much because you're this, that, or the other. Those things are never true. And so as adults, we get to unlearn. As Emerson said, we must unlearn the wisdom of the world. Obviously, it is not wisdom at all. It's nincompoopery. We want to come back to our truth, to our authentic self, and recognize that truth within all others. We can honor all the different ways that we show up in the world. And we can honor all the ways that other people show up in the world too. And not make them wrong for showing up differently. But celebrate that there's so many ways for spirit to express itself in this beautiful world. Reverend Mike and I just completed, although we'll never complete it, we just completed a Centers for Spiritual Living, probably spoken about it here before. Me and white diversity, but yeah, okay. Me and white supremacy. And it was a marvelous 4-week course, and then it had a 5th week where we got to hear a beautiful, beautiful presentation by our beloved Tracy Brown. And it was so illuminating and so heart and mind expanding. Because we understand that there is one life. It is God's life. It is the life of every sentient being. But that understanding has not prevented any of us from developing biases that we didn't even know we had. And because of the oneness of life, because of the peace and the power, the love, the wisdom, and the compassion within us, we have the power and the willingness to do our work to clear out any false belief, any limited idea about ourselves or about another person. And all of that comes down to realize that we are indeed walking each other home in the recognition that we are all that. I am that which I am. You are that I am as well. We're in the process of learning how to pronounce the name of God in truth for ourselves and for all others. Realizing that the history we learned was so skewed, so limited, and how beautiful it is now to be opening our hearts and minds to realize a greater truth. We already knew we're all one. But now we're taking this beautiful principle, this wonderful teaching, into the world events that are so needing this truth. We don't live in an ivory tower. We take our truth into the world and we live it. We are going far beyond talking our talk so that we can walk our walk with each other, walking each other home to our unity, walking each other home to honoring and respecting and celebrating the way that spirit shows up within all people, all sentient beings. let's enter into the boundlessness. Don't you love that word, boundlessness? Nothing can be constricted. Nothing can be limited when we're allowing our consciousness to expand to the infinite. That beautiful sense of boundlessness that always comes from realizing that that great, loving, wise, wonderful presence, that perfect presence and power has brought us into being, supports, loves, motivates, shows us the way. The wisdom within always shows us where to walk. The love within always teaches us how to connect with each other, starting by celebrating and adoring ourselves. Have you told yourself today how you adore yourself? Will you take just a moment to do that right now with me? I adore myself. I love the presence of God within me that is showing up in such beautiful, unique ways. Now think of someone else, maybe someone who's in the room with you right now, or someone that you've not been able to see for a while, or someone you may never meet. And say, I adore the presence of the divine within you. We are one in a consciousness of the divine unity that fills us all, that expresses through us all. As I adore myself, as the presence of the divine within me adores me and I adore it, so I adore you. This is the boundless love that we're all entering into. We are building bridges of love. First between our human self and our divine self, and then between our beloved self and all the beloveds in the world. The ones we know about, the ones we haven't yet met. Let's enter into that sense of complete freedom for all. Complete. No restriction, no limitation whatsoever, because we're dealing with divine, infinite possibilities as we're walking together. We want to celebrate the infinite life that's within you, it's within me, it's within all. I love delighting in the way that Spirit shows up in you, in me, and in people that we haven't yet met. That divine love, that divine life, that infinite presence, power, compassion, peace, and beauty, and joy shows up within everyone, and I celebrate the way that it shows up. So we'll delight in this awareness that as we focused last week on the recognition of the Spirit everywhere, and this week on how it celebrates itself in each and every one of us. I am that. You are that divine presence. I'm going to ask that you remember it at least all day today. I don't often give assignments. I should probably do it more frequently. But today, my assignment to you, if you choose to accept it, is to remember all day long, I am that. Say with me one more time, Tat Tvan Asi. Say it again, Tat Tvan Asi. And will you say with me, I remember who I am. I remember whose I am. I rely completely on the divine presence. It lives in me. It lives in all. We truly are one. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. And this is the time of our offertory. And whatever your gift may be, and however you choose to give it, and you will see how you may share your abundance with this beloved center to keep us thriving, to keep us giving the messages, to keep us sharing that love and that light and that joy and that truth with all. You may consciously, creatively, joyously give of your good and allow it to be returned to you multiplied. So will you say with me our prosperity affirmation? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered. And so it is.
beautiful day, everyone. My name is Elise, and it is my joy and honor to serve on your board of trustees. And I have the announcements for you this morning. But before I begin, I wanted to first thank Dr. Maxine for her uplifting and beautiful talk this morning. And also, I'd like to thank Reverend Mike for everything that he does behind the scenes. Thank you so much. And here we go. During these times of social distancing, we have several ways to stay connected to you. First, it's not too late to sign up for Dr. Maxine's free discovery class. This class is for anyone interested in becoming acquainted with the principles of the Centers for Spiritual Living and the Science of Mind philosophy. There are 3 classes left on Tuesday evenings via Zoom. The class began on August 4th and runs through Tuesday, August 25th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. If you'd like to join, please let us know today or by Monday. Also, Dr. Maxine will be starting an 8-week Science of Mind accredited class entitled Treat Yourself to Life. It begins on Tuesday, September 8th via Zoom from 6:30 to 9 p.m. It's a powerful class based on the book of the same name by Raymond Charles Barker. Students experience the joy of harnessing the power for good in the universe by learning to use affirmative prayer effectively and with purpose. Positive, practical tools are given to change unwanted patterns and to bring greater good into the areas of life such as health, relationships, and creative expression. To register for either of these classes, please email Linda at admin@cslphilly.com. And Reverend Mike continues his Science of Mind textbook group on Zoom each Saturday morning from 9:45 to 11 a.m. You can jump in at any time for free. Just email him at revmike@cslphilly.org. Also, we invite you to join us for our 3rd vital conversation with the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living and our 2 neighboring centers, the Center of Peace in Philadelphia and CSL Delaware. We are coming together on Wednesday, August 19th at 6:30 p.m. to deepen our understanding of racism and become more aware of the experiences of others during this time of change. Contact Linda at admin@cslphilly.com to receive the Zoom invitation and to link and connect with this important session. And please do this by August 17th. And on the business side, please mark your calendars for our annual community membership meeting on September 20th at 12:30 p.m. This will be a fun and informative meeting to review the past year, chart the course for the future, and elect new board members. We will be holding this meeting by Zoom. If you are a member and have not yet received this notice, please email Linda at admin@cslphilly.com or call the office. And finally, we will have a Zoom social today right after our Sunday celebration. If you would like to attend, please go to zoom.us on your computer or smartphone and enter this ID number to join: 839-510-32452. And we use this number every Sunday. For more details about anything, any upcoming classes or events, please go to our events calendar on our new website, www.cslphilly.org. And while there, you can also view past Sunday celebrations and read and see Dr. Maxine and Reverend Mike's daily love notes. And they are really fun and powerful. And they also include the Wonder Dog Yoga in them as well. Thank you. Enjoy your day. May it be beautiful, and love, peace, and abundant blessings to you. Namaste.
Namaste, Elise. Thank you so much. Now we're going to enjoy our closing song by our beloved Eddie Watkins Jr. I Am the Place Where God Shows Up. Take it, Eddie.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come? living this thing called life. Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place.
I am the place where God
You
lives,
are the place.
moves and breathes and has
We
its
are the
being.
place
I am the place
where God shows up. I am the place.
I am the place where God
You
lives,
are the
moves and
place.
breathes and has
We
its
are the
being.
place
I am the place
where God shows up. I want you to clap your hands and sing it with me. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Eddie Watkins, Husk, can I have some more of that? Can we have some more of that? A little more?
Wow. Awesome. Thank you, Eddie. Okay, we give thanks for the divine presence that is each of us. How beautifully it shows up in this world. We go into this day with the awareness, I am that I am. Thou art that which I am. How beautiful to take this teaching into the world, and so it is.